Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Introduction, Part 7. Association with mankind, peace and order, warfare, gifts and charity. Peace and order. Real peace and order depends mainly on the senses of security developed by the administration of firm justice, which is guided by true evidence. How much of present social uneasiness is due, directly or indirectly, to the incompetency of justice, diluted with any number of considerations. Islam is, however, very definite and very strict about it. No considerations of love and sympathy, of fear or favor, of piety and compassion are permitted to interfere with adjudication to the detriment of any party concerned. Again, evidence must be given and given true, and do not conceal evidence. Verse 283, part chapter 2. Let not the hatred of any people incite you to deal unjustly with them. Verse 8, chapter 5. Be maintainers of justice, though it be against your own self, or against your parents, or against your near relation, whether any party be rich or poor. Verse 135, chapter 4. But prevention is better than cure. The source of all trouble is dishonesty and mischief, both of which are forbidden to the believers. Our fears and hopes should be centered in the Supreme Being to keep us steady and well balanced in the temptations of this world, and to encourage us to be benevolent, wide. Verse 85, chapter 7, verse 56, chapter 7. Warfare. Along with peace, there is always a possibility of war, and Islam, being essentially a realistic and positive religion, could not overlook the contingency, so it has also laid down a code of military discipline for its followers. The Qur'an calls upon the Muslims to preach and propagate Islam and to defend themselves in case of attack or oppression, manfully like soldiers, taking effective action if possible, but only just to the necessary extent, and to guard against excess, and fight in the way of Allah with those who fight with you, and do not exceed the limits. Drive them out from where they drove you out. For persecution is severer than slaughter, and fight them until persecution is no more, and religion is for Allah alone. Verse 190 to 193, chapter 2. Verse 8, chapter 60. In social relations, Islam is always for amicability, charity, and forgiveness, but at the same time it keeps in view the variety of human nature and allows just the necessary latitude for individual temperaments. Islam believes in regulation and does not permit annihilation or encourage suppression. It teaches to keep up idealism in the light of realism and does not accept us to live in utopia. Verse 34 and 35 and 41, 133, chapter 3, verse 39 to 43, chapter 42. It would appear from the above passages how gently yet effectively Islam persuades man to be generous and forgiving, and if he be not at all capable of that virtue, he has still to exercise full control, keeping his revenge within proper limits. By no means an easy task in anger. Such a ready justice is, however, much appreciated by sporting people. Verse 194, chapter 2, 1 to 126, chapter 16. It is hinted above that patience goes with the power and opportunity of retaliation. It should not be confused with timidity and helpless resignation. At any rate, a man should keep himself fit for self-defense. Still, however strong and powerful, he should strictly guard against mischief and oppression. Gifts and charity. Islam is essentially a religion of beneficence, urging the expenditure of any amount for others, explaining what to give and whom to give, how to give and how much to give. It lays great stress upon benevolent distribution, which is most natural and effective method to smooth economic hardships and to cultivate social goodwill. Verse 177, chapter 2. Good things, preferably such as we like for ourselves, should be offered as presents or charity, and not worthless stuff which we would decline to accept. Spend of the good things, do not seek what is bad to spend in charity. Verse 1, 267, chapter 2. Verse 91, chapter 3. Beneficence begins at home and extends in a natural order from presents to parents and relatives to donations for the pious poor till it covers all in need without any regard to religion or creed. Verse 215, 273, 272, chapter 2. Donation may be given publicly and privately, openly and secretly, as the occasion may be, but never with the object of making a show for self-advancement or of putting others under obligation for subsequent subjugation. Verse 271, 274, 260, 262, 264, chapter 2. As to the natural question, how much to give, Islam, according to its inherent realism, allows full latitude for individual temperaments but denounces the measure without qualification. Verse 133, chapter 3, verses 28-29, chapter 17, verse 195, chapter 2, verse 268, chapter 2, verse 36, chapter 4.